There is two different paths in life. There is war or nothing. There is rut or war. Rut or war. Rut or war. Choose now. When the truth has been found, it cannot be unseen. When you found carnivore light, it cannot be unseen. When you found self-improvement, it cannot be unseen. When you found dopamine detox, it cannot be unseen. When you find that making business online, when you found that, it cannot be unseen. When you found fixing your sleep, it cannot be unseen. You know, your sleeping routine, not having any screen before bed, having very dark in the room, it cannot be unseen. You find fundamental truths in life, it cannot be unseen. It cannot be unseen. There is only one way, and that is using what you learned in a war. It is the reality. You're either participating in the war or you are where you are. And you might say, oh, it's a safe option, is the option. But if you are exactly where you are now, you know what's gonna happen? You die. You're gonna die faster because if one ain't learning, they are dying. If you aren't constantly improving, you are dying. Because you cannot maintain anything, honestly. You maintain in the gym. You stop going to the gym, you won't maintain, you will lose. You stop going to the war, you stop showing up to your work. It lowers, goes down. Your business goes down if you don't make content or whatever business model you're doing. My business won't grow or it will lower. It will go down if I don't make content. It won't stay at 60 subscribers. It will go to 50 if I don't make a videos in months, right? It will go down. Not only will it be the same, but it will go down. And that momentum will also go down. So I will start from not zero, but very close to zero. You found these things. That is fundamental truth. You know, this carnivore diet, this self-improvement, anything, journaling, meditating, dopamine detox, all these things that are self-improvement-ish, they cannot be unseen when you found them. And so there's only two ways. There is the staying where you are or getting worse. And imagine you're at the same place you are when you're 20 and 60. Like if you're still $0 in your bank account at 60, then I don't know. And even if you're going down, you're like more dead. You go to the war path instead. You feel fulfilled. It is hard, but you realize that the hard is the best thing that can happen to you, because when there is pain, you know that you're on the right path. Where there is the most pain, there is the pain of being consistent for like a year. There's the pain of this and this and that. Then you're like, it's the pain. It is the pain, and the pain is the biggest indicator that I'm on the right path. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the pain, bro. When you're on the warpath, then you have a path. You have a path, you have a mission, you have something to optimize for. You use your brain cells because they have so much more potential than you can ever realize. Basically, the most disciplined guys, they basically only use 70% of their brain, meaning that you can push even harder than David Goggins. I think he still has potential left to push even harder. And we are not even close to David Goggins, so we have a lot there. I'm not telling you to be David Goggins, but I'm telling you that you have extremely much potential, more so than you can realize. And if you're around 20 years old, maybe even 30, you still can push like a lot harder than you know, or when you realize. I'm 18 now. I got 18 like 2 weeks ago, but I'm still very young, so I have a lot of energy. I can push a lot harder than I realize. A lot harder. It is not. It is like only one choice at the end of the day. It is the war. It is the progress to my goals. It is the hard work. It is the gym. It is the constantly educating myself through disciplined reading. Then do my journaling. It's the either I am at the same place I am now and feel depressed every day, because I can tell you something. For the last like 1 week, I've been kind of chilling out, not doing anything, and I'm telling you right now, I had less fun while I was literally watching hours of anime, doing many openings, playing literally fun video games, jacking off all those habits. And I'm telling you right now, it wasn't even fun. Like I felt kind of bad. Like even when I supposedly eliminate the shame, which I can't, because deep down, even if I don't beat myself up, I know it's bad habits. So in the end of the day, I won't enjoy them. And even before self improvement, I wasn't even as happy at that time. So I've never been as happy when I go hard into gym or business. Like the happiest time I've been in my life is when I record like 7 videos and I just sit down and I feel the empowering emotion from me having done a week work in one sitting. That is extremely powerful and empowering. I am so much more purposeful after a long run, after recording 7 videos, than any opening any video game can give me. I feel literally as good as when I get 100% completion of my favorite video game, whatever, as when I do a bunch of videos, binge record them. I feel amazing. Binge record is like the best thing for me. But it's because my number one priority is business, so binge recording videos is ecstasy, right, for me. Yeah, it sounds all insane and crazy, but this is the truth. The world is killed or be killed. That sounds like something from a movie, but it is truth. It is killed or be killed. Plants are living creatures. We kill them for them, which are we supposedly not really to do. I believe we're carnivores and we should mostly. So we eat living creatures, and herbivores are still eating other creatures because they're eating vegetables. Oh, but they're not sentient animals. They're not this and that. But everything is living creatures. For living creatures has all the nutrients and everything you need. It is killed or be killed. That's why some are at the lowest of the. It's called. Let's see what it's called. This English thing is. Let's see. It is called. English, thank you. I want English word. Food chain. Man, how could I forget that? Okay, it is the food. That is how the food chain works. Lowest of the food chain eats like herbivores, eats grass, and then the food chain. You know how food chain. You know how that works, right? Eat, we eat, we eat. We were often at the top of the food chain. We top predators in countries. That's our ancestors for us. We ate everything. We ate big herbivores, big ruminants. We ate like sometimes lions. We ate sometimes saber tooth mammoth. We ate like everything. We are top of our food chain naturally, right? We were, and our ancestors were. Our oldest ancestors were like apes, but still, you know what I mean. We were very hyper carnivorous. We were probably the most carnivore animal out there. One of the most carnivorous animals out there. We were hyper. There are even some studies and some records showing that we were even more carnivorous than some of our common carnivorous animals. I think it was like lion or saber tooth, whatever. Like we were more. We were like almost 100% carnivores. Very crazy. Our stomach acidity is like that of hyper carnivores. Nearly all of our genetic data points to that we're carnivores, and there are many videos out there that explains this, but the point is we are at almost at the top of the food chain. And as a masculine man, as a man, we need war. War. Imagine we're like the most carnivorous animal on the planet. So as men, we can push so much harder than you realize. And it is not weird that people are depressed and feeling like shit and feeling unfulfilled in their life because they're not having any purpose. They're not pushing towards anything important. They're just there. Barely there. They're living at the shell of their what they really are. They're mouth breathing. They have no presence. They're just a little existent. A existence that is not meaningful or contributing in any way to the world and is not showing any love at all through his work. There's only one way, it is the war. So, going back until the easy days, you know, before this got so complicated. It's like telling someone, oh, before I knew about nutrients, it was so easy. It's a fat motherfucker. It's like, it was so easy because then I can eat whatever I want before I knew about losing weight. Now I know that that I gain weight by eating this. It cannot be unseen. You learn that you can lose weight by not eating shit food. It cannot be unseen. You learn about self-improvement, delayed and instant gratification. It cannot be unseen. You learn about carnivore. It cannot be unseen. And so it cannot be unseen. So there is only one way. It is following the right path. It is not that difficult. Oh, but I struggle with habits. I struggle with this. I struggle with this. If you're extreme, then you can do anything. I was extreme enough that I eventually found a video about changing my environment, and that was the reason I changed my bad habits, bro. I know all these million strategies online. You search million YouTube videos, they're all the same. But the thing that actually helped me was treating what got me to those bad habits. And do you know what it was? It was my monkey mind. And you know what? My monkey mind was getting fed every single day by myself. Negative thoughts, negative thoughts. Negative thoughts. You're in the same environment you fap for 10 years. No wonder you're fapping. Reverse habit tracker, this and this and that. Try winding down. Try doing one fapping less a month. Doing whatever bullshit you find. You need to go extreme. And this might be true for almost everything, but if you're extreme as hell, and if you do the right thing, then it should work. Carnivore diet is extreme as hell. You're like, oh, you're like trying to do vegan diet, your level. Oh, it's so difficult to not eat meat, not eat meat. It's because you should eat meat. But it's easy as fuck for me to eat carnivore. You're like, oh, but it's because carbs are important. That's why we... No. If something is extremely extreme, it is easy. You know, when I ate carnivore diet with butter, I couldn't stick to it. But when I ate carnivore diet with beef tallow, easy. Same thing with bad habits. If I do habits by not being home, it's like this. I don't even need discipline to not do the bad habits because I'm not even thinking about them if I'm not at home. The solution is simple as fuck. And so if it's not that simple, and if you're still like, oh, I'm gonna try this strategy, and if those strategy doesn't work, then that doesn't work. Think to yourself, what worked in the old days, or what sounds like something that could work that is super simple. You're like, oh, makes sense. I've been here for 10 years, and it's always when I go home from school I'm fapping. Maybe it's the going home from school part that's the problem. Well, spend some hours outside of your home. And I'm not telling you to sleep over at the library because that's probably illegal, right? And they close at like, I don't know what time they close. For me, it's 19. Then do something that's like a little bit stimulating, but not in a bad way. Like I would say maybe it's not perfectly ideal. Like maybe staring at the wall would be better, but having a very relaxing like piano, flute music. Like I like those middle-aged music. It's actually from a game, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Skyrim Tavern music. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've loved it ever since I played the game. But I put it on a speaker for 2 hours before bed, and then I do some journaling, and then I put my head on the pillow and I chill. Right? That's my relaxing routine. And then I wake up the next day, full balls, 4 a.m., recording my third video today before before 6. I can do this, boys. I'm on the grind. So, it cannot be unseen what you have seen, what you have learned. So use it. It is fun as hell. I promise you. You're like, oh, but I'm gonna do anime once in when I get really successful. I'm gonna do this. That's a bad mindset. You know why? Because life goes in season. So you don't have to give up your rights forever. You will probably do so anyways, but to make it easier in your transition period, because maybe let's say you're a guy who has not done any bad for 3 years. Would you ever go back? I don't know. You're on the grind and you're successful and you're fulfilled and you don't need those things to fill your mind, right? So if you still have the thoughts of, oh, let's say you're on the grind and you still have the thoughts, oh, maybe one day I can play video games or anime again. then maybe there is a need that you have not yet fulfilled in your life, probably. But it also might be that the habits are addicting and you have done them for 10 years, so the stimulation is staying in your mind still. Just think of life as a season. Right now it's November, as I'm recording this 26th. This video will probably be out at the end of November or maybe early December. But I'm doing a season now. I'm trying to get a month, maybe 3 months. Like I'm pushing there. I'm going hard, and when I feel myself not really being able to do more, then I'll take a break. And you know what that break might be? Maybe it will be. Maybe I will cheat and do some bad habit. Maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll just do something else for like a week or two. Maybe I will, for something I've been loving to do for weeks. Finally being able to play my card game. Look, there was a card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's called. I love the card game, and I've actually bought own cards, and I have made own cards, like made own playing cards that I can play with. That is, I love the game. It's best card game ever, bro. So maybe I'll spend 2 weeks playing that, spending time with family. Because now in a monk mode thingy, I don't spend any minutes at all with them. So maybe playing a fun game with them. And that's a board game, bro. That's like with cards. That's not a game on a computer. That's like we can play it in IRL, right? I can do that. Or I can read for a whole week, reading like really cool books, maybe like the Hard Time Create Strong Man's Way of the Superior Man, like fun masculinity books in a week. I can do that as well. But so have that in your mind. You're like, oh yeah, I can actually play 1 week of video games if I want to in the future. Instead of, oh yeah, I can never play video games ever again. You might not play video games ever again. It is not impossible. Of course, you might still mess up, but it is a possibility. Like, it's not impossible for you never to do that again. So, why have the thought of, oh, I will do it once in. Why not just. I can do it in some months, but now, not doing it. So, I'm trying this thing. I've lived 18 years, I might as well try this. I might as well go on the warpath. I might as well give it a shot and for real, not halfway through. A shot. So when I go on carnivore instead, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat meat for like a week. No, I'm gonna eat meat, lion diet with beef tallow for a bunch of weeks and try it out. And now it got such insane results. It gave me such insane clear brain clearing. Everything got perfect, and so I will not quit. Maybe it's the same thing with this warpath. You won't even go back. You don't even want to go back. Right now you're thinking, when can I go back? When can I go back? It's a drug, man. And instead of judgment, oh, I can never do it again, have this thought in your mind, yeah, I can do it, but right now I'm on the warpath. You're on the warpath, same as me. Let's get there and fuck our competitions together. Let's work hard and improve ourselves and realize that puss ain't all that. Video games ain't all that. Stimulating music ain't all that. Video games ain't all that. It is not the real thing. Not the fulfillment you get from the. Yeah. Fine.